Okay, collective. I have spent the last 2 days ensuring that every zodiac sign now has a reading. That reading should be able to resonate with you over the next 2 weeks. So what I'm going to do now is offer some collective readings. So hit the like, feel free to hit me in the comments with any questions or thoughts. Take a moment now to have a deep breath. Send me your energy, send me your vibration, send me your questions, and I'm going to tap in and give a collective reading to all of you now, okay? I enjoy these the most because I don't know where we're going to go. I don't know what voices and accents I'm going to take up as I start to channel and tap into all of you engaging. Thank you for being with me at this time. Please remember to do hit the like and feel free to subscribe. I'm going to go quiet for a minute as I channel and tap into your energy. Make sure you're comfortable. You've got a drink, you've got a beverage, wherever you are. Use this moment as a period of time to unwind and relax. Yeah, we're going to dive into your subconscious now. We're going to go inside of self. We're going to look at what's going on in your life in multiple different areas. So this isn't a period of time to be hustling and bustling and be super busy. Even if you're on your way home and you're listening to this through your headphones, then that's okay. You're zoning out the public transport, you're zoning out the stuff going on around you in the real world, and you're walking with me in higher consciousness now. If you're at home and you're listening to this before bed, then you're doing that. You're sitting down having a drink, a coffee, a fag, a smoke, a glass of wine, whatever it is, we're going within now. And we can go within and at any given moment. But we need to devote ourselves to that moment, right? So let's do that together now. And let's see where the divine would like us to go. Starting with the emoji deck, which is a classic. It gives me a real insight into mood and emotion and the key energy surrounding the situation. It's quite a modern deck as well, so it gives me a really modern take on whatever's going on in all of your lives. So it gives me such a clear perspective on the situation. And I see some reward coming in first off. Okay. A lot of shock as well. There's a shocking situation we're going to get into in part 2 of the reading. But first, as we start here, we're going to look at the key situations surrounding us right now. And there's a lot of emotions here, okay? Oh, it looks really emotional now. The main thing that stands out to me is some kind of reward, some kind of success. But as you get this reward and this success, your true feelings are sadness. Now, looking at this, it's a situation of, you know, when you ascend and you break away and you rise up. As you rise up and your jetpack allows you to blast off into space-time, as you walk through that Stargate portal, you're realizing you're leaving the other life behind. You're leaving people behind. You're leaving memories behind. You're leaving your old workplace, an old relationship. You're leaving stuff behind that you know didn't serve you, but you're still leaving it, so it's still emotional, yeah? And that's okay. Following those cards, I've got the crown, that's king energy. Kingship, yeah? Kinship is also what I want to say. So you could be moving towards your true soulmate, your true counterpart, your true passion, your true career path, your true destiny. If you've just tapped in recently to this channel and you haven't watched the Shoehorn Ascension, where I speak about the side effects of taking the red pill, then I would do that. Because the collective I'm engaging with now at this time are really going through an ascension where they've chosen to take the red pill in the matrix, and there is no going back to your old life. When you see what the truth is, when you truly awaken and you see what you've been living in and what you've been putting up with and what is and isn't healthy for you, you break away, you ascend, you rise up. But boy, is it painful to rise up, and even more painful when you rise up alone. Spoke a lot about loneliness, spoke a lot about abuse and trauma and stuff I went through in childhood. And me even sharing that transmission with you activated my throat chakra. And actually, it was probably the first time ever in transmitting that message. I've said it in so many different ways before, not even as intently as I did in that transmission, but I didn't cry. I didn't have a breakdown, and I'm so prone to crying and having a breakdown when I talk about my past and my childhood trauma. So that is the message for you guys. Are you being able to break through the old trauma, the old memories, that old inner child wounding? When we grow up and we go on a spiritual journey, we go through a really intensive phase where we hate our parents. We hate the situations we've been put in. I can guarantee everyone on the spiritual journey, if you've been on it for at least 3 years, there's a period of time that you go through where you wake up and there's someone you hate. A situation, an environment, some kind of circumstance, even your living environment, you hate it to the core. Because you realize, whoa, this is so unaligned to my awakening. This isn't real. This is an illusion. Yeah? And that's a hard element to break through. I always say that I've been on the spiritual journey for 7 years, and that's because I've been working on my chakras 1 a year intently for the last 7 years. But I've been on a spiritual journey way longer than that. We all have. We're all spirits. From the time we're born, we are on a spiritual journey. It's just how consciously aware are we of that journey, and what have we gone through in our childhood and adolescence that's made us stronger or weaker on the journey, more aligned to our angel, more aligned to our devil, more aware of our inner voices, our inner thoughts and feelings, and the inner critic. It's different for all of us. How long have we been walking in the light towards our destiny without realizing it? For example, some of you guys have got businesses that you should be working on, spiritual based careers. Some of you guys are entrepreneurs. When I looked back at my history and I was trying to understand exactly how long I've been doing this, because I've had my company incorporated, for example, for like 3 years. But I've been an entrepreneur for 7 years. And then before that, I realized, no, actually, I've been an entrepreneur longer than that, because I had a cake business for 2 years before that. And actually, before I had the cake business, even when I was in school, I had a nail business. I was a nail tech. My friends used to call me Ming Lee. No offense to any Asian out there, but stereotypes are real and it is disgusting and we should break it, but I'm just being real. I used to be called Ming Lee back a day because I was shutting down the nail art. Pro I was. Could have went pro in the nail game. Could have went pro in the bakery game, but I didn't. Because I felt like I was destined for more. I wanted more. I was seeking more. They were side hustles, but I knew it was only side income, if that makes sense. I knew I wasn't going to be a millionaire, billionaire off of being a nail tech. Possible, people do that shit, but I knew it wasn't for me. I knew that making cakes every single day was fun and lovely when I got to eat them. But when I had to give them away and I had to keep that same consistency and standard of the sponge and the texture of the buttercream and the fondant work that my fingers, I'm a Reiki healer. These hands are made of divine light and energy, and I'm banging them and bashing them into fondant icing on a frequent basis. My poor hands were breaking down. God was like, darling, no, these are healing hands, not fondant hands. No offense to the fondant makers. Fondant makers are out there with those healing hands, healing me with that juicy, bitter, sweet treat. But I carried on moving past all of those dimensions, and now I've ended up over here. That's the story for all of you here today. And so many of you are leaving a career, leaving a job, leaving something you love behind. I could cry at this, because I hope you understand this, why I just told you what I told you about the nail tech and the cake business and how I walked away from that. I was devastated to leave my cake business behind, because that was the first official business I had, not registered with the gov before anyone starts running fucking background checks. I wasn't making enough money. I know the law. I can speak what I want to speak. Fucking hell. Got to protect yourself every time. Yes, I had a business. No, it wasn't registered. No, I wasn't making enough money to report to the government. Yes, I was hustling. I had a side job. I had a real job, and that was my side hustle. No, I did not need to report it to Gov, because underneath 7 grand or certain amounts during that year, I did not meet the quota, and I did not need to report any earnings. Just saying, I know my shit. Don't worry, guys. If you need help, hit me in the comments and I'll break down the law for you in your area, because God, there's always someone out there ready to knock you off your pedestal when you've climbed all the way up there by your goddamn self. Anyway, back to you, right? I didn't want to leave the cake game. It was fulfilling. I had business cards. It was like everyone was coming to me. Word of mouth was just all over the place. It was so fulfilling. But I knew this is not feasible. I can't do this long term. Energetically, financially, even if I increase the markup on my product, it's just not enough. I've got to walk away. So I left it behind in pursuit of bigger dreams. And that's what you're doing. So whoever's coming to an ending, I really want to cry. I really want to cry. Like, if you're with me and you're listening, let it out. You're all right. I'm telling you, it's going to be absolutely fine. And I promise you that this ending here is leading to a much bigger blessing, because what I'm looking at is someone who was living somewhat of a conformist lifestyle. The life that you were creating for yourself, although it's independent, you're very unique. You're listening to me. I'm an alien over here. I mean, God, you don't conform. We know that. But still, there were certain ideologies and stereotypes around the career that you created before you were as woke as you are now. The most difficult thing to do is to keep awakening and keep transitioning and ascending through that awakening. You can't awaken and transcend and then keep the same business model and the same business brand you had from day one. Yeah? You awakened and you built this business back in 2016. It's now 2023 and you're thinking that same branding and business model is going to get you where you need to go now. No, we've got to evolve. We've got to ascend. Things have to change. I'm seeing loads of logos and images. I'm seeing Google, for example. I always talk about ARX Jeeves and ARX and Google, and I refer to the fact that they are the exact same principle. Google was built off the source code of ARX Jeeves. Yeah, patents and legality, a whole nother situation there. But let's be real, we build off other people's constructs in the refrains of what is and what isn't legal, and Google clearly could see a model that needed to be modified, improved it, and here we go, one of the biggest constructs in the world that we all rely on every single day. How beautiful. And that's what we're all meant to be doing in this lifetime. I just put a post up where on my Instagram, and the girl was saying, everyone's like, how do I get to heaven? How do I get to heaven? How do I get to heaven? It's not about how we get to heaven. It's about how we create heaven on earth. We're all here trying to speak God's name into existence, create through God in this lifetime. Yeah? Represent God on earth. Be the walking epitome and embodiment of God in the now moment. For that is the only true way to glorify the Lord. Spirit, Ra, Allah, Mother Gaia, whatever it is for you, Jah. Yeah? We're all ascending here. We're all aligning to the Most High in every single day. A majority of us, if we're not Christian, we're not doing it for heaven. We're not doing it to escape hell, because a lot of us don't even believe in those ideologies. We're quantum over here. We believe in way more than the standard ideologies of you live and you die. So what are we doing with every single day of our life? And that is what you know to be true. That's why you're breaking away from the standard ideologies of just sticking with this job or this career or this relationship or this passion that seems to somewhat have fizzled out and fizzled away. Once again, I want to cry again. Loads of tears wanting to come up to the surface, which is great. Unless you're someone who hates to fucking cry, then obviously it's not great. But I'm telling you now, you are breaking away and you are breaking free and you are letting go. And it is sad, and you will need a period of time to mourn and grieve this. Because grieving isn't just a situation of grieving a loved one. We grieve so many different things in life. Grief is associated to any part of loss. Anything that you lose. You can lose a hairbrush, a comb, a phone. Can't find it for weeks, just sitting there grieving that comb because you know how lovely your afro looked when you was using that good old comb, and now you can't find it and you don't even know where you bought it online or what shop you got it from. You're in pain. Your hair hasn't been the same since you lost that comb, man. Do you get what I mean? That's grief. Many people wouldn't understand the grief in that context. People would mock you, laugh, get over yourself. So if you've got people saying, whatever, get over yourself, you've got so much other things going for you, it's all right, don't worry, you're fine. You always make it through, you've always made it through. Fair enough, they're trying to just make you not think about it. But I mean, part of the spiritual journey, especially when you're at the cycle that you're at now, you're at the breakaway, you're at the portal door. When you walk through the door frame, it's dark there. Because it's framed, it's a framed element. When you walk through the Stargate, you don't know what's going to be on the other side. For a period of time as you walk through the Stargate, there is that mirage and blur. And when you get through the Stargate, what happens? You get fucking thrown. You get thrown into the new dimension and you're disorientated for a minute or two, right? That's where you're at now. And as you've landed, you ain't even had a chance to really look around and see where you are. You're in another temple now. So now you're shaken up, right? Left your old land. You're woken up, everyone's all a bit distorted and all a bit dishevelled. Is everyone still alive? Everyone's still got a heartbeat and pulse? We all made it through the portal, all right, did we? Yeah, we did. But whoa, what is this ruins we're in now? We're in brand new ruins, a brand new land. We've got to be careful now, guys. Do we all feel ready to move again? We do? You all right over there, mate? Breathing real heavy? Got a breathing difficulty after that? Yeah, I'll be fine, I'll be fine, I'll be fine. Oh, I'll be fine. But you can see someone's a little wounded over there. Got a little wounded soldier over here. And we've only just landed. It's not easy. Got to look after your soul tribe during these ascension cycles. It's not fucking easy. So yeah, we're up now. And we're ready to make our way out. There's only one way out. We can see that. But as we turn the corner, what movie is this I'm getting in my head? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I wish I knew, guys. There's a movie and there's aliens inside the tomb. And they all go in there. It could be it's not the new Mummy, no. They all go in there and one by one they all start dying. Because there's this alien kind of, oh no, it's not an alien. It's the Egyptian god. Oh, I'm going to find the link of what it is. It will come to me later and I'll put it in the description. So keep checking the description. It's a sick movie. It's explaining everything I'm telling you about. Archaeologists go into the ruins of a temple. And as they're walking through, it's a horror movie actually. They all just keep dying off. They get dragged by this thing. It just keeps chomping at one by one. But that's the fear. You don't know what's going to be around that next corner. It could be a god, could be a light god, could be a dark god, could be a positive negative energy or force, could be another temple, a portal, a wormhole. We don't know what lies ahead. So as you're armoured up and you're walking through with your weapons and your artillery, because you know you came fully armoured up, you are protected by the light of God, the Son of Ra, so you are moving now. But we've got to find our way out of these ruins. That's the only way we're going to know where we actually are on the timeline. Because what is the world going to look like out of this temple? And are we all going to make it out of the temple? There's so much angst and anxiety about what lies ahead here, you know? Scary, guys. I'm sitting in VR working my way through this temple now. It's quite intense. I think we're going to stick with this ideology for as long as we need to, okay? I really get a vision of someone being on the bus as well, and you're with me in that vision and you're looking around like, whoa, shit, I forgot I was on the bus. I forgot I was actually on public transport and I'm still in public because I literally went to the ruins with you, hermatologist. It's all right. That's what space and time travel is for. Yeah, we use the mind to move through matter and resolve the inner matter so we can do a lot more things in the physical realm. Imagine, for anyone outside right now, listen to this in your headphones, in your AirPods, just walking around the street or on the public transport. Just imagine the internal experience that you're having with me now and your ability to just go off and envision the unknown and just kind of play around with thoughts in the mind space that relate back to you whilst all of this is going on around you. How easy it is to forget how small and insignificant we are in the grand scheme of things. Because look, there's all these people around you. Look at all the things that they're doing. Not paying no mind to you. Not knowing that you're even speaking to me. Or what's going on in your mind. They've all got their own thoughts, their own ideas, their own body movements, their own psychological, physiological responses. And then we question whether or not aliens do exist and if there are other life forms out there. We really are a miniverse, sitting in something much larger than we could ever possibly imagine. But then in the same breath, we are also God. Imagine, all and nothing, all at the same breath, right? So let's dig in. I'm going to go in with a bit of Lenormand, right? Because I feel like I want to link this into the physical world a little bit more before we go back into the VR realm, yeah? Yeah, you're cutting something out of your life and it is bringing reward. There is a period of 3 to 7 days of what may be an emotional roller coaster, a heavy energy, because there may be conversations you're going to have with other people about this. And that is bringing up just a period of release and surrender. Every time you have to share this story, break this news, report on this, does it bring up that old emotion? PTSD is a real thing. Emotional distress is also attached to that, yeah? Anytime you have to relive those experiences, go back into that realm. Does it rise up these unresolved issues within you and give you a little shakening, a little awakening, yeah? Which is normal and it's healthy and you're incredibly lucky because you do have incredible insight and you are spiritually awakened. And I know it doesn't feel like that most of the time. A lot of us who take the red pill think, why the fuck did I do this? Now I'm sitting in Zion eating slop while all these fuckers are unaware of what real life is. They're just sitting around being infiltrated by agents all day, thinking life is normal, easy peasy, 1, 2, 3. While I'm over here fucking running noughts and ones on the whole fucking system every other day. What a life. So I'm also looking at a woman here, but I don't know why she's in the middle of the situation. She is either bringing up emotions to a masculine, or she is the incredibly emotional individual in the center of this. I can't decide if I'm connecting with a masculine or feminine. I don't even want to pinpoint it, but I do want to identify that there is a very influential feminine vibration at the center of this, rooted in high octane emotions. Yeah, I've got a gigantic deck I'm now going into. Has some major arcanas, and it has a load of dimensions, chakras, synchronicity, moon phases, and a hell of a lot more. Zodiacs are here as well, so this is going to be interesting. Yeah, we're going wide on this. Let's see. You are still in VR. We are going back to that VR space, so keep your headset on. Be aware we are still in the ruins at this time, guys. Look around, please. Oh, I've got chills. Stay with me, right? Because what I'm seeing right now is all of you have got your own visions. We're all looking at the ruins. Go and show me what is. Go and tell me in the comments what you're seeing, please. Because I've got some Aztec over here on my wall to the left. We're all together in this, guys. I need you to tap in. Tell me what you see in your zone. Over here I've got a symbol, okay? It looks like an A in reverse. It's got a line above it at the top. Underneath it, there's 3 lines below it. It looks like a ladder in the upright. But then I look to the right of that, there's a ladder in the upright, 3 lines on the ladder. Be specific if you're seeing any stuff on your end. Hit me in the comments with clear descriptions, please. This is highly significant. Lines either side of the ladder, straight, simple ladder. 3 lines in the middle. The lines in the middle are significant. To the left of that, I've got a ladder laying on its side now. Yeah, landscape. 2 lines in the middle. Yeah. After that, a ladder. Once again, landscape. 3 lines in the middle. Bear in mind, above that first ladder, in portrait with the 3 lines in the middle, there is an A shape, but the A's got a line going above it. I don't know cryptography like that. I don't know where these symbols are from. I will check it afterwards. Not only that, I now see next to the A S in reverse, but at the end of the S, it drags all the way out like a mermaid fin and bends backwards and splits into what looks like a mermaid fin as well. Don't know what that is. Yeah, so where are we, people? We're somewhere. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing. I don't know if you're in a different area of the cave. I don't know if we're all just looking around, rising up from the Stargate, assessing the ruins of the room that we're in. We haven't left yet. We haven't walked towards that door on the right. I see someone over there to the left. They're calling in, saying they've seen something scaling up the wall. Looks like footprints engraved into the wall, paw prints, potentially dragon imprintation over there. I see to the left. If that's my kind of awareness of the dragon paw print. Also, I'm getting visions of like the tail hitting the wall while it's wet, whilst they're inside, because the print's going up to the left of the wall, and the tail and the patterning that spreads out on the other side of the wall suggests that the tail was hitting the wall whilst the paws were climbing up the wall, if that makes sense. Not sure how many of you are going to be able to really decipher what I'm saying. It will be great to know. Do hit the like if you're still engaged. Feel free to kind of draw down any symbols that you receive here as well, because this is prophecy. This is prophetic. We are traveling through space-time in the now moment. What we will find is significant. I can guarantee that after this transmission, I go and write down, and the symbols I've seen, go and find their meaning, and there will be an actual tangible meaning in this now moment. So I'll share that with you in the description as well. Once I crack the code, I'll come back and I'll put that in the description, because there are key codes that are being sent to us in this transmission now. That means there are at least enough of us on the call that are engaging with this. I'm not sure how many are watching, but 4 of you, including me, 3 of you. We're all here now. and we're all tapped in, and we're all receiving transmissions. I can actually see you, but I'm seeing you in game mode as if we're all playing VR. I'm over to the right, someone's in front of me to the left, someone's behind me to the right. Someone else is over here, quiet little intern observer. They're not saying too much at all, but I see you. You're not really sure what to do with yourself with a transmission like this, but you've been called into the mission, so you're just sitting there taking notes. I receive you all right? Let's keep going. Oh dear. Okay, I need to go in with some more cards, but I'm going to tell you what I see straight away, okay? I didn't tell you the other two cards that I saw coming out because I just feel like I didn't feel guided to address that yet. But and I said I was going to look in on the woman. But before I look in on this woman here, I want to look in on the fact that you're pulling away from a family dynamic. You're pulling. The card coming out is Shameless. Have you ever seen the TV series Shameless? They have one it started in the UK, but they have a spin-off in America. I've never watched the American one because I grew up watching Shameless religiously as a child. I lived on it. It was my favourite, probably British TV show I ever watched as a child. I had every single series on DVD, and I got like pirated version for Christmas from my mum, and I would just stay in my room watching it. Can't tell you how old I was because there was a lot of swearing and sex scenes in it, but it probably explains why I'm the way I am today and why I'm so cockney at times. But I loved it because yeah, we're not going to go into personal reasons of why I loved it, but I resonated with the story and the characters. So if you've got kind of like a shameless family story, most of us spiritualists do. We have a full-on intensive story of why we are the way we are and what we've been through. And you've been waiting for a long time to catch someone out, to catch something out, to catch something. I want to say a gripe, a problem, an issue, an unresolved area within your psyche has long existed, and that is related to your inner child. Do you know what? I'm lying. I can't. Let's not sugarcoat shit, because you're all with me in the fucking ruins, aren't you? We're all in this together. So it's not your inner child. It is your family network. It is the social standards that you've been raised in, and it is you knowing and finally accepting that you have a different outlook on life. You have a different level of morals and integrity, and that is okay. Because you hold yourself to a higher standard than people around you, it doesn't mean that you're egoic. It doesn't mean you're not being humble. It just means you are physically, mentally and emotionally aware that you are holding yourself to a higher standard of people around you. You've done the inner work. So it's okay. Sit down. Stay humble. All of that shit. Yeah. For such a long time on our journey, we have sat down and we have stayed humble. But there gets to a point on the journey when you reach new terrain, new land that you've never been to before, and in those moments we're often encouraged to sit down and stay humble. But whilst we're in this tomb, we haven't got that privilege. We haven't got the privilege to sit down in here and stay humble in here. We need to fucking run the numbers on the walls, get all the code logged, and get the fuck out. We don't know how long before the STARGATE opens again. We don't know what enemies are out there. We're travellers across space-time. It's not a joke. It is dangerous terrain. And in the future, it is not going to get any easier. The awakening that we have been on now will be so much more intrinsic for us in the years ahead, because so much more is changing in the corporate world, in the tech world, institutionally. The right to bear arms, the rights to bear higher knowledge, the rights to bear word, all of those things are changing. So we are privileged, and we need to sing it while we still have rights and liberations to do so. Because there will be many that boycott the journey out of fear. and out of looking shameless to the shameless ones they were raised with. So right now it is about getting the codes and understanding the ruins and working our way through it and getting through as many stargates as possible, because the more that we can conquer and accomplish in the now moment is really going to save the rest of our community in the future. And I know I'm talking to people who are aware that this isn't a solo journey and it isn't just about us being egoic. I'm not here screaming, conquer the world. We're talking about the betterment of humanity here. It's way bigger than me and you. I told you we're in a mini-verse. Also, I just got the message that someone out there who's watching this content is watching this content for extra credit, is watching this content because they have to, their boss has ordered them to do so, or them watching it is part of their job description. Weird that for me to say that, but if that is the case, then just suck it up and do what you've been told to do then. How about that? Obviously there is significance here. Weird things that come to me, very weird. But anyway, we're going to move forward and I'm going to keep going. I mean, really, I am getting the vision of an intern here who's been taken on the mission unwillingly, and they're only here for the paycheck and just to get by. And they're like, oh, I just came to take some photos on my camera. Now I'm ended up in the Stargate and I didn't want to be here. I just want to go back and get wasted with my friends and turn up tonight and at the weekend. Now I've got to be doing all this kooky shit that my boss is asking me to do that I have no interest in doing, and I'm logging all this random activity that makes no fucking sense because this is all stupid hocus pocus. So someone doesn't even know what they've stumbled on. Someone doesn't even understand the level of privilege that they're experiencing in the now moment. Guess that's why we have interns. Alright, I actually also understand that when I was an intern, I went through the same thing. You think you know it all when you think you've got your own agenda and you see things in your unique, specific way, and it makes anything out of that remit of what you believe is correct is so irrelevant. So yeah, get ya. But either way, you're stuck listening to me, so I'm going to make this another extra half an hour just for you. Because, I mean, aren't our jobs all to make interns' lives a little bit harder so they understand the real world of corporate? I think it is. You've just deserved an extra half an hour, you there. Bitch. Bitch activated. Okay. We're going to keep going. We're looking at the end of an era here. An end of an era. The truth of the matter is, right, I'm not going to take you on the journey to what is outside of this temple. In 5 minutes, because I'm not really a mean bitch, I am going to let this intern go because they've got an attitude problem. So what's going to happen is, in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to prepare you to leave this temple. I'm going to play some temple run music or something sci-fi after this and encourage you to now go on your own independent 10-minute multi-miniverse experience where you choose to step out of this ruins. We find our way out together, but I'm not stepping over the threshold with you. You're all doing it all uniquely. And wherever you end up, whatever you see on the other side, and when you take that final step through meditation and a slight bit of hypnosis here, then that's going to be your true foresight and your true destiny and your true path. This is humongous what we're doing today. A little bit of Brian Ways for you over here today. A little bit of past life regression, future expression. Let's say that. Yeah. So let's have a little look firstly at this woman energy. 7 of Swords has come out with this woman energy with a catfish card. So we're talking about someone catfishing someone watching someone underhandedly. And it's hard for me to connect the dots considering we're running on Temple Doom over here in the same breath. So there's some conflict about someone and the direction they're taking. This could be you or a person you're dealing with once again. Not only that, there is this celebration and rejoice around this, but there's 2 heavier energies. And it's the feminine, whatever the feminine principle is here, it is bringing up so much unresolved issues. So in anyone engaging with this transmission, I'm going to pull away from the idea of a woman specifically, but I'm going to hone in on the feminine principle that has been suppressed. The suppression of the feminine, the true feminine self. I feel like I'm connecting with mainly masculine, so this would make even more sense. If I'm connecting with black males as well, even more sense, because I have a very good awareness of the black DNA, what it means to be a black man in today's society, and the feminine dissociation that surrounds that. You're not encouraged to cry. Yeah, but how loving and cuddly and kissy was your mum with you, regardless of race or ethnicity? How much love were you shown? How often do you cry? How do you show up in relationships? Are you loving? Are you emotional? Are you intimate? Do you touch and cuddle and kiss? Do you say nice words? Do you understand love languages? Do you have relationships that exist outside of the remit of just sex and a quick fuck? Or do you actually know how to love another individual? Do you have a loving relationship with your parents? Do you tell your parents you love them? Do you kiss and cuddle your parents? Very important conversations here, because it explains what you're going through and what you're being encouraged to look at as you ascend. Because wow, whatever's happening, it is humongous and it is a really big deal. And I keep wanting to make jokes about the intern because I keep getting the vision of this person who's younger than me, behind me to the left, sitting, taking notes on all of this, but not speaking on it, just wanting to tap out at the end of the day, not knowing that this is the biggest journey of their life they're ever going to be on, and they're so privileged and blessed to even be in the room. But then I don't want to sound obnoxious as I say that, because I'm trying to decide whether or not I'm speaking about my audio content in the now moment and this actual video, or the transformational VR state that we're playing in energetically here as we go into a meditative shamanic trance state. And actually the others also in the room, they're actually focused and taking down all the notes. This is what I see. I'm standing in the middle of the room. I'm the captain in the middle of the room, right? Place yourself wherever you feel like you fit in this story. I'm looking at my team. There's a guy to the front of me, to the right now, and he's analysing the code that I've already started to read off on the walls. That code is significant. That needs to be logged. This is giving us the answers to the future over here. Real fucking facts. Over here, I've got another guy to the left looking at the paw prints going up that wall. We're looking at some kind of archaeology and some deep introspective stuff going on here. It's like we would need someone who would be able to pull some kind of DNA as well off the walls and understand what this is. It looks like a mythical kind of creature, but there are fibres here and something going on a lot more deeper and interesting in this vision that I'm having. And then I've also got the intern behind me who's just wishing that he was back at home in his duvet playing PS5. You know? So with all of these ideologies, find your own place. We've got Bassett screaming outside the door as well. She's saying, how on earth do you go to the ruins and be in the tomb without me, oh mother? So I'm sorry if you can hear this cat's high-pitched meowing. So what we're going to do is we're going to wind down and we're going to leave. And I don't know how many of you would understand what I've just said and how we've just travelled, but it is what it is. Right, I can't apologise for anyone who doesn't really receive, right? So what I want us to do now is, I want everyone to take a minute. If you feel like there's more stuff on the walls in here that you want to get, then pause this audio and make sure you get everything you want off the walls. There's stuff on the floor too. If you're prepared to move all the stuff off the floor and look underneath, there's stuff on the floor. There's cold all over the gaff. You could spend about an hour to 2 hours, potentially 3 hours in this meditative state, pulling cold informatics from this whole ruins, if you want to. So pause and do whatever you want. This is a meditation that we're in now, but it's a weird one. I've never meditated with anyone like this in trance and brought you into trance, brought you out of trance, spoke about stuff, pulled cards. This is new for me, yeah? For a spiritualist, I don't know anyone else who's engaging with cards and trance and meditation and hypnosis all at one in this way. I'm trying my best, okay? Bear with me, guys. We're transforming. This is a new world, right? So take time to pause and do what you've got to do. When you're ready to leave this space, interns are ready behind my back, like, fuck it, come on then, hurry up, I've got other things to do with my day. 40 minutes of fucking content. I want my lunch break. So me and him are going to leave. The other two, you're going to stay and keep doing what you're doing. I value this. If you want to hit me in the comments and share any of this, then feel free. More than likely you won't, because most people don't seem to do anything I tell them, but that's okay. We have 10 years on the clock. So we're going to head out now. Final look around in the space that we're in, okay? As we do this, I want us to fully go within. So anyone who's staying with me at this point now, our eyes are closed, right? In turn, whoever this younger vibration is who's here, who doesn't necessarily want to be here, they feel like it's part of their job, feel like someone's giving the energy, they feel like they've been ordered to do this by their boss. So why they would be ordered to do this by their boss is beyond me, but that's what I'm getting. So I can feel your energy super heavily, and I'm just going to need you to take all your energy back and just sit with that. I don't need all of that. Positive energy, please, right? We are clear of all negative energy. We only bring positive energy into our lives, okay? We're about to leave. But we can't leave until we have truly immersed ourselves into the true shamanic state and experience of trance. This is not hypnosis like Get Out, where I'm fucking hitting a teacup, trying to fucking ruin your brain and digging in there, scooping out brain matter. No, darling, I've got better things to do with my day. I am a conduit of energy. I am a divine light worker. Whether you know what that means or not, that is the truth of the matter. So let's go. We're standing in the middle of the ruins, which is a square space. The door is to the left. We're going to start making our way out now. I'm going to guide you on your way out. And then as we're about to step over the threshold, you have to be willing to take the next minutes to go to the other side. See what you see. This isn't even about me anymore. This is about your destiny and what lies in front of you. Because whether or not you go to a place in the past, in the present, or the future, you end up in anywhere in space-time once we leave here. No word of a lie. This is your destiny in the now moment. So when you wake up and you come out of this trance, I am making it abundantly clear what you saw in those 10 minutes while you were alone with the music playing. That is your true nature and your true destiny, and really aligned to your abundance and wealth. You want to be rich, you want to be happy, you want the perfect, most amazing, magnificent life you could ever possibly imagine. It's where we're going now. And it's going to look different for all of you, and it is going to be shocking and overwhelming for all of you. Some of you will believe it and know it straight away to be your destiny, and you will know the key codes and the ways forward to manifest this. Others will be totally confused and wash it off. And a year from now, 10 years from now, 6 years from now, you'll go, oh shit. That moment and that memory makes sense. It's significant. I can see all of this now, and it's the same as that. It just looks different in reality. So as we head out, we can hear running water. We're going to follow the water out. It's just trickling along the walls. We can see it as we start to walk out. The tomb is lit with fire torches that are pinned every 2 meters along the wall. So I grab one and you grab one, and we keep moving. We can hear birds now, crows. We can even see a little crack in the ruins, and we can see that it's daylight out there. So wherever we are, it's day. Good thing we didn't show up in the night, eh? So we keep walking, beetles at our feet, little rat running by, and we keep walking. And oh, Right there to the right are a row of 11 steps. Looks a little bit like some Colosseum steps, and as we look up, it's open. There is no doorway, there is no easy or difficult journey we need to go on. It was that simple. We've walked straight out of the tomb, straight down the corridor, and now there's 11 steps that are taking us up to daylight. I'm going to go up the steps first, and I'm going to go to wherever I'm destined to go. Feel free to run past me if you truly wish to leave. But I'm going to savour this moment, because I know the moment that I get to that last step and step into the light, I will be totally of the light, and I will be one with the Creator. And for the first time in my life on this journey, I will have all of the key codes I have ever needed to see and truly understand my existence and purpose in this lifetime across space-time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, good luck guys, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.